I am the sword in the darkness.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you the deck that I came first place at this last weekend's OTS tournament with. I played Geargia, as you can tell, and actually had some pretty cool matchups. I played anything from Blackwings, which is actually my only loss, to I played Fire Fist, and which I 2-0'd. I played Infernities, I played Bujins, and Gravekeepers. And overall, this deck seemed to have a lot of really good matchups. The main way I tried to play the deck was Gear Gigant X control. A lot of decks just can't deal with him. You know that you put him on the board, and if you get the search off, you're already at such an advantage. And if you have any of the Geargianos in your graveyard or attached to him, then even if they manage to clear, you just make it again. Like at one point, I had my armor chained, so I just went into Accelerator, made a Gigant. He had no choice but to compulse the Gigant at that point, and I got Geargiano back, and I just kept going, made another Gigant, the same one, and then brought the Accelerator back. So it just, a lot of decks can't really deal with Gigant, which I noticed. So a lot of times I wouldn't even have to go for the OTK, I would just build up advantage with Gigant, eventually search the combo pieces like Birdman or Nishipachi or whatever, and they would just scoop at that point. So I would rarely actually have to go through with the OTK. Anyway, so I played two Effect Veilers. This card is just very clutch. It's mainly used in the main deck for Bear. A Bear pop can be devastating, you don't want to deal with that. 3 Accelerator, at any point, this is just, you want it in your hand. If you have a Gyugiano Mark II, if you have an armor, you always want this in your hand to make quick Exceeds plays. The 4 Gyugiano, this is pretty standard. The 3 Mark IIs because he's an amazing top deck as well as a target for Geargia Gear, and Gyugiano because it's also a really good card for recurring plays and for Geargia Gear. 3 armors, obviously the core of the deck, you play 3. 3 Geargia Arsenals, some people are opting to play 2, but you really want to open up that turn 1 armor, and he helps you do that, so I would not play 3. Birdman, he's at 1, so we play 1, amazing combo card. I've been using it more and more with Mark II actually, where sometimes I'll I'll go Gear into the Mark II, or if I got a Mark II off of a Gigant, and I'll bounce the Mark II back, get the Birdman, and then normal summon the Mark II again. So there are really a lot of cool plays you can do with Birdman, even if you don't have the Accelerator live. And I still play the 3 Karakuri tuners. I think they're necessary. Nishipachi is a really good normal summon. You can get a nice search off of armor through him. I only play 6 spells. I don't play the usual Book of Moon or Dark Hole simply for space issues. I have 3 Mystical Space Typhoons to be Upstart Goblins. I could potentially cut the Upstart Goblins to make room for the Dark Hole and or the Book of Moon. I don't think the Dark Hole is necessary, but I think the Book of Moon might not be a bad idea. Then my trap lineup is Bottomless, Compulse, 2-Dimensional Prison. I opted for this instead of Mirror Force, simply because there's so much stuff that can't be destroyed right now, and that's basically what it is. Like this, I just don't have to worry about things that don't get destroyed. That's what it comes down to. 2 Death Tornadoes. I want my OTKs to always be live. There's so many things that I want to pop, whether it be like something in the end phase to make sure my next turn play goes through, or you know, Bispheres, Tankies. There's so many things that I want to get rid of. These 2 Dust Tornadoes were incredibly potent. 3 Fiendish Chains. It's a very good card right now. It stops effects like Bear and attacks too. 3 Gear. You know, it's the wind. It's not the wind. The rescue habit of the deck. It's so good. This wins games. Any game where I open this up, I never lost. Solemn Warning and 2 Trap Stunts once again to make sure my plays go through. Every game 3 except versus Blackwings when I got sacked by Dark Arm, which I'm still salty about. Anyways, any game 3 I basically didn't have to play because I would usually open up with some crazy combo, whether it be some good set of monsters or a Gear and a Trap Stun. So I'd get my advantage turn 1, and then I would just flip Trap Stun and show my opponent my hand, and they would just scoop. Don't worry about it. When your hand is, you know, like 2 Accelerators, a Mark II, and a Birdman, and you have 3 monsters on board already, generally it's not looking good for you. So then my side deck is 2 YGOCrow. I only sided this in against the Infernity matchup, and I did not draw it, so I don't know. 2 Maxis, I drew this against the Infernity matchup as well as the Veiler that won me that game, basically. So yeah. Dark Hole, I sided this in, I don't think I ever drew it. Dimensional Fissure, never drew it. Light Imprisoning, I beat Bujins pretty easily, so I didn't need that. Macrocosmos, you can play it, so you do. 3 overworked. Oops, gone. 3 overworked. This card's absolutely incredible against so many matchups, whether it's Bujin because they have a Tanky on board, or Fire Fist obviously, or even Gravekeepers since they get their boost from Necro Valley. Like against Gravekeepers, they attack, I go this, and I make him waste his Imperial Tomb, and then in the end phase, I Gear. So even though it technically didn't get me anything, it cleared his tomb and made my Gear live. 2 Rivalry of the Warlords, you can play it, so you do. Things like Mermail and other decks that, have different types have a really hard time dealing with this card. Soul Drain, obviously, for anything that uses Grave. Now, the extra deck is something that is in constant change. I would change some things. I'll go through what I played first, though. 1 Black Rose. This is an incredible card. When you make it, you generally win because you have a lot of good top decks and a lot of recurring strategies. 3 Bure. The reason I play 3 is because of one of my teammates. He basically convinced me to play 3, but I don't think it's necessary, but it is really easy to make, especially when you go like Mark 2 into Yugioh and then you get your Sizan. So, I don't know, I think I'd leave it at 3. Especially since I don't play 3 B-Docs and I want to be able to make a Jackal stack. 1 Burrito, 1 Scrapjagan, 1 Star Eater. I didn't go into the Star Eater, but it is good in theory. Yeah, it is. Stardust Dragon, I think this is just a staple. Abyss Dweller, once again staple. 2 Gigant, staple. Ghost Trick Alucard. I actually really like this card. I didn't get its effect off because people always felt the need to, bottom list it or whatever, but it was pretty cool to be able to go into and pop set monsters. I think once I got it off on a Gravekeeper Spy, which is nice, actually. Jacko Stack, you can make it, so you do. Honor Arc, I wasn't a big fan of this card over the weekend, to be completely honest. I felt that if I had to make an Honor Arc to take a monster, I was gonna lose that game anyways. Like, it's just, the deck does well when it's able to spam, and if all you can do is make an Honor Arc, then you probably lost. I would think I would rather just play Exiton or something, and wind up Zen Maids. I also want to, there's a few cards I want to fit in, mainly Daigusto Emerald and Exiton. So I think I would probably take the Arc out, as well as either a 3rd Bure or the Star Eater. I think the Alucard and the Zen Mains need to stay. Zen Mains is clutch, and so is Alucard. So yeah, that is my deck profile. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, any suggestions. It was a fun weekend. I really suggest you guys go to different OTSs if you can. It's a good experience. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.